Well, whoever you are, wherever you are, you can get involved with Mince Pie Moments because you don't need a lot of budget, you don't need a lot of time. You just need to have an idea of who you would like to share that mince pie moment with. I received a lovely tweet from somebody called Gem, and it says this: Hovingham tweet children are sharing theirs with residents at a care home while talking about memories. Well, Gem on Twitter is Gemma Brown, teacher at Hovingham Primary, and she's here on the Big Yorkshire phone-in. Really glad that you got in touch, Gemma. Good afternoon.
Hello, you okay?
I'm very well indeed. Tell us who and what Hovingham Primary is and what your kids are doing.
Well, Hovingham Primary are a big city school in Leeds, and we are currently working with Dementia Forward, a charity who's promoting dementia awareness. And the children are travelling through to a care home in Pickering. We go every other week. This is our third week now, and today we're sharing mince pies and memories and making Christmas decorations with the residents.
What a brilliant thing to do. And I have to say, for the young people, actually talking to, working with, discussing things with older people, particularly those with dementia, what an experience for the kids, but it must be great for the older people as well.
Yeah, a lot of the children are really excited to see the residents again today, and the residents are very chatty when we get here. We've had a few games with them before. It's nice to see them so active and talkative, and they say it's really nice to have different faces about and to keep them feeling young.
I bet it is. And where did the idea come from, Gemma? Because I have to say, I love it that there are you. I mean, you get the trip out to Pickering. I mean, there's nothing better when you're at primary school, getting out the building and doing all of this. Where did the idea come from? I think it's a really interesting one.
Well, I'm just going to introduce Fiona, who's here. She actually approached us, and she works with Dementia Forward. So I'll let Fiona talk a bit more about the project.
Brilliant. Thank you, Gemma. This is Gemma Brown, teacher at Hovingham Primary School here in West Yorkshire. And, let's speak to Fiona. Hello, Fiona.
Hello there.
Lovely to hear you.
Oh, thank you, and it's lovely to be talking to you today. I'm Fiona Andrews, and I work for Dementia Forward. We're a North Yorkshire charity, and we encourage people who have dementia to live more within their communities. We came to the care home in Pickering because we just thought that it would be a really great way for us to do some intergenerational work in a place that probably doesn't see a lot of sort of action with young kids, and to bring a school from Leeds to work in partnership for a year with this care home and to see how this project will sort of progress. And this is just the third meeting, and it's gone absolutely fantastic. I would never have thought that something like this would have kind of produced so much joy and happiness and interaction and the opportunity to learn for us as well as the children. The children have been absolutely brilliant. The children have taken profiles of the residents in the care home. They've gone away and had a look at what these residents do, so that when they come in here every time they can approach the residents and speak to them. The majority of the residents in here have got dementia, so that's a really great way for them to be able to sort of be able to keep up with the conversation. The children lead them through it. We've just seen some real great progress here from both sides.
I think that is really inspiring, and I love the fact that you, even though you're the expert here, have been taken by surprise by how much the kids have embraced it. I mean, Hovingham Primary is in Leeds 8. It's a big school, as Gemma said. But to do this, and I mean, the thought that I, as a primary school kid, would have even understood what dementia was, I'd have been worried about speaking to an older person. It's just doing some wonderful work, let alone the sharing of mince pies.
No, you're totally right there. I mean, we didn't realise sort of how easily the kids would have just picked up on this. I mean, as an adult, we sort of seem to overcomplicate things, but these children don't. And what I did was I went into the school before the kids came here and did a very brief sort of dementia friendly awareness session so that the children could understand, the challenges that come with talking to somebody who's got dementia. But, the kids, they just picked up on it. They've just gone with it. Sometimes you have to regroup and to sort of explain a little bit about why the residents might be talking in a particular way or being repetitive or not really remembering stuff that they spoke about last time. But the children have been absolutely fantastic. They just get it. And they've been a real inspiration. I've learned a lot from this project in the short time that we've been doing it. And so at the end of the year, we're hoping that this will be something that we can really use as a model to take elsewhere.
I think it's brilliant. Fiona, I feel quite emotional about this because I have to say we've got all too much experience of dementia in our family at the moment, and I'm finding it tough. It's really difficult to see people you love and care about changing in front of you, not remembering, and I find it hard as an adult. And to hear those kids doing that, it's just brilliant. And all through a gesture of going and meeting them. And I love the mince pie as a way that it's a language you don't need to explain, isn't it?
Well, absolutely. I mean, mince pies and memories is our theme for December at Dementia Forward. So it was a natural thing that we were going to bring it to the hall here at Pickering. Some of the children from Hovingham have never actually had a mince pie, so that's even an even more of a new experience for us today. So you're right. The sharing of food and the sharing of games, and the talking about sort of some of the reminiscent stuff. The kids here have been learning about World War II, so we've used that as kind of a sharing tool for the children and the residents as well. There's a lot more that binds us than sort of divides us, and I think that's what we've kind of learned from this project. It doesn't really matter what your culture or your age, you will always find a common bond, and normally that is understanding, patience, kindness, which these children were shown in abundance.
Have you just heard the voice of Kim Leadbeater, remembering her sister Jo, and those words? There could not be a more appropriate theme because, of course, in her maiden speech in the House of Commons, that was exactly the sentiment that Jo Cox herself expressed. Fiona, been lovely to speak to you. Would you mind just passing the phone back briefly to Gemma, and we'll just have a final word. This is Gemma Brown. Gemma is a teacher at Hovingham Primary School in Leeds 8. She got in touch with us here at the Big Yorkshire Phone in this lunchtime because we're talking about our mince pie moments. I'm asking you who you would like to share a mince pie with. We started this yesterday, carrying on with it today. So, Gemma, the age of these kids, this is what has really amazed me, the maturity, what they must be learning in life terms. For some, as we've just heard from Fiona, having a mince pie for the first time. What age are the kids that you've taken to Pickering today?
The children that we've got here today are from 8 years up to 11.
Fantastic. I think it's a really lovely initiative, and it just seems to me everybody's learning, benefiting from it, and having a good day out.
We are having a lovely day. I'll get everybody to say hello. Hello.
Brilliant. Oh, that's just great. Well, Gemma, can you say, I wish I could shovel a box of mince pies down the phone line to you, but can you just say, I'm raising a cup of BBC tea to that wonderful class of yours, and just brilliant. Really nice to hear you, Gemma. Thanks.
Oh, lovely. Thanks very much. It's been lovely talking to you. We'll send you some pictures.
That would be brilliant. And can I just thank you for getting in touch? Because, starting a conversation is not necessarily, having the conversation we have. You sending me that tweet a moment ago, and look where it's taken us.
I know, lovely. It was lovely to speak to you, and thanks very much for showing an interest.
Thanks very much, Gemma. Gemma Brown, teacher at Hovingham Primary School in Leeds 8. Fiona Andrews speaking from that home in Pickering in North Yorkshire, where we've got some kids going out to somewhere they've not been before. Some of them not even had a mince pie before, and they're sharing mince pies and memories with people, most of whom have dementia. And that, for me, is what Mince Pie Moments is about. Just brilliant. BBC Radio Leeds on day 2 of your Mince Pie Moments. Love your nomination.